pursuing military.
Russia was 6 years old when the Israelis killed her. His brother was 6 years old. Lincoln, you will be remembered as the butcher of Gaza. You will be remembered for murdering innocent Palestinians.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to My Left Eye. That was the latest protest action from Code Pink, who interrupted Secretary of State Antony Blinken earlier today. The disruption came after judges from the International Court issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a long list of war crimes committed over the last 7 months, along with other government and IDF figures. The I.C.C. have also called for Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar to be arrested for taking hostages on October the 7th. In a typical but unconvincing response, Netanyahu has accused the court of anti-Semitism and also claims it has no authority, as the occupying state is not a signatory to the I.C.C. He also claims no legitimate legal grounds could be made for the warrant, as they believe Palestine is not a state. That claim has also worryingly been repeated by right-wing politicians in the United States and here in the UK, but their assumption isn't as solid as they might think, according to many international lawyers. Let's see what's happening.
On the basis of evidence collected and examined and analysed by my office, I have reasonable grounds to believe that 3 senior leaders of Hamas, the taking of hostages as a war crime. I can also confirm today that I have reasonable grounds to believe, on the basis of evidence collected and examined by my office, that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes committed on the territory of the State of Palestine from at least the 8th of October 2023. The crimes include starvation of civilians as a method of warfare, willfully causing great suffering, serious injury to body or health or cruel treatment, willful killing or murder, and intentionally directing attacks against a civilian population, as well as crimes against humanity of extermination and or murder, persecution, and allegations of crimes of committing other inhumane acts.
That was a trimmed down clip of the statement by Karim Khan of the I.C.C. South Africa are, of course, also seeking to prosecute Israel in the International Court of Justice at the moment, so with an ever-increasing charge sheet, it's looking like the legal tide is certainly starting to turn against Israel. As I said earlier, there was an appalling attempt by Netanyahu to brush off the arrest warrant at the same time as headlines like this and this were being published. There's also internal pressure for the Israeli Prime Minister to step down, with citizens continuing to protest against him in Tel Aviv. Just 2 days ago, the country's war cabinet minister vowed to quit unless Netanyahu reveals what his plans are after the conflict finishes. Let's see what Benjamin had to say for himself.
He's creating a false symmetry between the democratically elected leaders of Israel and the terrorist chieftains. That's like saying after 9/11, well, I'm issuing arrest warrants for George Bush, but also for bin Laden. Or after in World War II, well, I'm issuing arrest warrants for FDR, but also for Hitler.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
That's so ridiculous, and it's embarrassing to see Netanyahu try and claim that this is Israel's version of the September 11th attacks that took place in the United States of America. Israel wasn't attacked because they are the occupying force. Those acts took place in Palestine, not in Israel. Trying to compare the two events just shows how increasingly desperate Netanyahu really is at this stage.
It's a hit job. It's not serious. He's out to defame Israel, and he's also pouring gasoline on the fires of anti-Semitism that are spreading around the world.
I think I can smell shite.
Obviously, any time that somebody points out that Netanyahu is guilty of war crimes, this is the first accusation that falls out of his trap. It's an old and outdated propaganda mechanism that doesn't wash in the 21st century. Criticism of Israel is not anti-Semitism, especially when Israel are committing war crimes and overseeing a collective punishment on another state.
because he is attacking the one and only Jewish state and trying to handcuff us, preventing us from exercising responsibly through the laws of war as we obey them.
What?
Through the laws of war as we obey them.
What?
Through the laws of war as we obey them.
No, no, no. You certainly don't.
And we are subordinate to them. He's saying we're not. He's creating false symmetry, false facts, and he's doing a grave injustice.
While Netanyahu certainly still lives in La La Land, there was an appearance on Channel 4 News yesterday from someone a little more grounded and level-headed on the matter. Israel, the United States of America, and the UK might not be able to wriggle their way out of charges as quickly as they thought. Let's check out a snippet of the appearance with Krishna Guru Murthy just last night.
Well, I'm joined now by the barrister Toby Cadman, who specialises in international criminal and human rights law. There's an argument over whether the I.C.C. has jurisdiction here. The Americans, Israelis and Britain are saying they don't. How does it have jurisdiction when Israel isn't a signatory and Palestine isn't a state?
Well, first of all, one of the things that we've heard today is there was the report by the panel of experts, and one of the things that they've looked at very, very carefully is the question of jurisdiction. Very clearly declares that Palestine is a state for the purpose of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, and has stated that the attacks in Gaza, which Karim Khan has referred to as a complete siege of Gaza, is part of an international armed conflict, and the attacks by Hamas in Israel are part of a non-international armed conflict. But if we look at the...
So they can say that even though Palestine isn't an internationally recognised state, for the purposes of the court, it is. That's going to sound odd to people.
Well, no. I mean, effectively what they're saying is they're confirming that Palestine is a state. Now, if we go back to 2015, when Palestine ratified the Rome Statute, and then 2018, when it referred itself to the International Criminal Court, the prosecutor at that time took the rather extraordinary step of asking a panel of the pretrial judges to determine whether the Office of the Prosecutor had jurisdiction over what happened in Palestine. And the panel of judges clearly said that it does.
So does this mean that if an arrest warrant is granted, any country that is a signatory to the I.C.C. would have an obligation to arrest Netanyahu if he sets foot in their country?
Absolutely, yes. It's very clearly what it means.
So this could massively restrict his ability to act as an international leader?
It could and it should, yes.
Absolutely. Yes, he should, 100%. And I hope they throw the book at him. This also begs the question that if Netanyahu is arrested and charged, could the UK be culpable of aiding and abetting the crimes that he's being charged with? And the same goes for the United States of America as well, of course. We won't find out for a few weeks whether the warrant will be issued, but as you heard in that clip there, if Netanyahu leaves Israel and enters a country that is a signatory of the I.C.C., then he could be arrested and charged immediately. I'll do my best to keep you up to speed with this situation as it develops as always, but for now don't forget to let us know what you think about this situation in the comments below. Many people around the world are outraged at the atrocities that Israel's committed, and that's why Code Pink and many other protest groups have committed disruptive protests such as these ones.
People's Republic of China.
He is a war criminal. He is a war criminal. The blood of 40,000 people is on his hands. The blood of 40,000 Palestinians is on his hands. He is a war criminal. He is a war criminal. Like he is a war criminal. The blood of 40,000 people is on his hands. The blood of 40,000.
Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe and thumbs up buttons to help us out on the algorithm. You can now join the channel with a membership for just 99p with some great perks for you to enjoy, including exclusive content and early viewings, plus lots more. And you get to join the list of awesome people who support the channel that you can see on your screen right now. Hit the join button or follow the links in the channel description. If you'd like to make a one-off contribution, then please hit super thanks on the video or follow the link to our Buy Me a Coffee page where you can help to show solidarity and support the channel for just the price of a tasty hot beverage. All contributions are greatly appreciated. Thanks again everyone. My Left Eye will be seeing you soon.